Hello, welcome into this mystery reading. It's Molly, your QuantumLeapQueen, and we have another reading today that is, I'm just gonna read. And I am, FYI, I am really tired. I've been having a lot of fun here. I just landed back in Mexico. Mexico is my home for the winter, and I have just been having the time of my life. But I really want to record today as well, so I'm making sure to do this for you guys. So I'm going to set the intention right off the bat to give you guys the best messages that you need to hear today. If you clicked on this video, trust that there's a message here for you. So I'm going to start with the tarot, like always, and I am reading from Rainbow Tarot. This is one of my newest tarot decks, and I love it. So we will find out very shortly what we need to speak with you about today and what messages are here for this group in particular. So let's take a look and get some details about where you're at in your life whenever you see this video. These readings are timeless. So let's take a look. What are we speaking about today? Thank you. Okay, I have the Knight of Swords. It came out in the reverse. This is telling me there's like a slowdown. Like you have been passionate about something. There's something that you want to like continue to pursue. I get like it's an artistic pursuit for a lot of you. But there's a slowdown. Also, for some of you, I'm seeing it's like a relationship. Yeah, the Queen of Wands in the reverse just came out, so it's like feeling a little bit disconnected from your magic, to be real. Feeling a slight disconnection from your magic, like you're used to things flowing for you. I feel like this group is quite magical, so there feels like there's a bit of a disconnect for some reason. So let's look into why that is, what's happening here. I have the Emperor. Okay, and then I have Death, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Six of Wands, the King of Wands. Wow, okay. So I do feel like there's a story being told here. Yes. So the Emperor coming out first. This is telling me that you're getting into a new level of stability when it comes to relationships. That's what I get. Number one is the relationship with yourself, of course. That is something that is really being highlighted right now, as well as like because of the hurt and the pain and the injustice that has occurred in your life previously. It's like you have like a mission now to like do things the right way, to do things like with integrity and truth. It's because you've been around people who are sneaky and try to take and act from ego, and like it's almost like that's their default though. Like that's how they live their life, is kind of in this realm of what can I get or what can I extract. And you're kind of more in the realm of like, I feel like I got everything I need. Not that like we all don't need things, but like as far as like from someone else, like you feel solid enough in yourself to recognize like I actually don't need this, that, or the other person thing. Like I fill up my own cup, So that's what I'm getting. So there's a lot more here to this story that I could provide the details to, but I feel like that sums up this energy of why you are the way you are now. And I think that's going to greatly benefit you in the long term because, Queen of Cups, Six of Wands, King of Wands. I mean, you're here to do things not the easy way, but the way with integrity, truly the way that's like what you put out is what you get back. Like, I really think you understand that at a fundamental level. So you're not here to like mess with people. You're here to just live your life. And like, I get that drama really isn't your thing either. Like, it doesn't just like, it doesn't fulfill you like it does other people. You don't need it. You don't crave it. You actually avoid it. You want more stability. Number 4, the Emperor. Like, you definitely cherish stability, and you recognize like that is my go-to. That's what I want. But this message that we get at the beginning of like feeling a little bit disconnected from your magic, I think that needs to be looked at a little deeper. But that's giving me the background of like why it feels frustrating now that you're a little disconnected, because I think you're used to things flowing your way, truly. So if you feel a little bit like off, or there's something like maybe not turning out in your life the way that you're expecting it to, we should get some clarity on that. I have the 2 of Cups and the Hermit. Yeah, it could be, for some of you, it could be the loss of some kind of relationship. With the 2 of Cups, that's what it's making me think of. The Hermit, taking time for yourself post this relationship. And definitely could be romantic, but it could be any sort of kind of relationship in your life, to a person, to a substance, whatever it is. And you recognize like there needed to be time and space away from this person, some healthy boundaries created. And I feel like you've actually been in that space now for a while, in hermit mode for a while, just like reclaiming your energy. Yeah, that's what I feel is kind of like it was the catalyst to what you experience now, which is naturally more of that flow, that energy flow. But it's giving me the whole background story. I'm still like, what is the root cause of this slight deviation from your magic? Because I think you're used to being connected to your magic. You're used to things flowing for you. But it's giving me all of this background story. The Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's a message here to keep dropping your expectations on things, because I think you maybe have this fantasy idea of how your life's going to turn out, and it's like it's nice to think about those things, you know, but I'm getting this message of like it's out of your control. Like, let your dream life come to you. You don't need to like force these things to happen. Like, you're picturing your life going this way, you're picturing your life going that way. What if you were to just be like, I give it all up to God, truly, I give it all up to the universe. It's all divine, and I trust. I really do trust this. I'm noticing these 2 moons, how they're the same but just mirrored of each other. And I just feel like that's what the message is. It's like, as above, so below. And also understanding your role as the guest here. You know, you are the one that gets to experience life through this individual body, you could say, this individual life. But yet there's a whole organism that's being orchestrated, which is life itself, and like allowing that magic to bring in the best case scenarios for you. So what I see is there's still an expectation being given from your end, or being put out there, and a dissatisfaction then because that thing isn't here yet, or that dream life, or the way I'm picturing it, isn't quite here yet. That dream relationship, whatever it is. But they're saying, can you just like drop it? Oh, it just started raining as I said that. Wow. Can you drop it? Can you let it go? Like, can you just allow, can you just allow? Because I'm getting like this hermit period is so important. You do not want to rush this period. Trust me. Like, this is the time to really take your time. Like, and not trying to figure out the answers of like, when is it coming? How is it coming? Like, that's not up to you. That's not your job. Your job is to be in the moment, period. Yeah, that's what I feel. I just, that's the answer to feeling like a little bit disconnected from your magic. It's because you have expectations. You're including ego in magic, and that's not going to flow. There's going to be rigidity. There's going to be tension there because it doesn't quite align. To let the magic flow, to really let it flow, drop expectations of like how life is meant to be for you, how you're picturing it. Truly give yourself the permission to drop it and just say whatever is best for me, allow it to come in divine timing, which is like how the river flows naturally. But as soon as you start adding expectations on things and ego on things, then it's gonna not flow as smoothly. But life's gonna allow you to do that. You know, you're making your own decisions, your own choices. But truly, it's kind of like, it's almost like the easiest way is the best way. That makes sense? Like, the easiest way is like not overthinking, not stressing. When is my person coming in? When am I going to get this job? Blah, blah, blah. It's more about allowing, like, and accepting what's here. Like, if you have something going on right now where it's like, I really don't want to be here. Like, you're in a job you don't like, yada, yada. Accepting that this is the situation and knowing in your core that it's not going to last forever, that this is a chapter of your life and you are okay being in this chapter, even if you don't like it. Even if you don't like it, and you don't need to pretend to like it. It's just the acceptance of like, this is where I'm at. And I know in my bones that this isn't permanent. That something else is calling my name, that is already like aligned with me, and it's coming right now. That's what I'm getting. Drop expectations, drop ego, drop all that. Let me just see if there's anything else, any further messages I can give you from the tarot before we hop into the oracle messages for this group. Let me see. I have the Three of Swords and the Hanged Man. There could still be some resentment or, resentment's probably the best word, from a heartbreak situation. Definitely could have been romantic, but it could be any sort of heartbreak where you just felt like betrayed and like your world kind of got turned upside down. There's still, I get some residual feelings around this situation. So that's just something to note, something to look at, and something to ask. Have the humility to ask to your guides, to the universe, for some help to let this go. And use tools to let this go. You can journal directly to this situation, to this person. You can meditate. You can do so many things that help you to look at this energy, address this energy, so it doesn't plague you any longer. So that message needs to come out for some of you where that resonates. Don't hold on to the resentment. Set yourself free, set this past free. You don't need to carry that with you. It does take time to heal. Don't rush the healing, but don't let it like fester inside you for longer than it needs to. There's a lot of beautiful tools out there you can use to actually address the emotion itself, because emotions are just energy in motion, and they're not good, they're not bad, they're just part of the human experience. So acknowledging that there is still some resentment within you will be really good for your overall health and energy to release it when you don't need to carry it with you. The story happened and you'll always remember the story, but you can put a different flavor on it, one that's more self-empowering instead of victimization. Hope that helps. I'm gonna wrap that up with a tarot. Let's move on to some oracle decks. I'm gonna start with the animal oracle deck. I brought nearly all my favorite decks with me to Mexico. I brought 14 decks with me in my suitcase. My suitcase was 75 pounds. Whoops. I won't do that again because the fee was like $75 to bring all my decks. But, you know, they're here with me now. So we are in for some fun readings. Okay, what is the best message for this group and what they're currently experiencing? What is the message they need to know? Thank you. Inner truth with this owl. Nice, nice, nice. It's like a huge message just to trust yourself, to trust your inner knowing, not to stress. But I shall read what the message is. This is number 7. The inner truth, the owl. The owl seeks the dark and knows what is not directly being shown. She is the master intuitive. In ancient Greek mythology, owl sat on the shoulder of Athena so that the goddess would know the whole truth at all times. If you receive this card in your reading, it is a message that you have a deep inner knowing and you can trust in this gift. Whatever guidance you are currently seeking, this card is a confirmation that the answer will not only come, but it will come from within. Owl says it is okay not to always immediately know the answer or what to do. Fear may arise and hide the truth of the situation from you, but you are being asked to sit with the confidence of your inner knowing. Patience is of the utmost importance. When you push and try to instruct your intuition to immediately figure out the answer, your intuition becomes strangled by your ego's control. I just said all this. All you need to know is that the guidance will come. When and how it comes is none of your concern. I literally just said that. Life will help you connect with your intuition to reveal the truth, figure out the best path, and do what is best for your growth and the growth of anyone else involved. Owl's medicine shares that you do know the answer, and it will be revealed at the correct moment. Relax and go do something else. Oof. I am excited for these Mexico readings because I feel even more magical in Mexico. Like I'm the energy here. I'm in the land of the Mayans, and I definitely think I've had some past lives here, and I just feel like everything in these lands are so potent. Like there's a vortex here, so get ready for potent readings. Brah, that's literally what I was just saying. So, double confirmation. Let's move on, huh? Let's go to the Moonology Oracle. So, we will get some messages from the moon. What other spot-on advice can we give this group that's letting go of their ego's control, trusting again, reminding you of that patience that is so crucial to the journey? What else for this group? Okay, nice. We have a full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Love. You know, Libra is about that balance. So I'm hearing it's about like balancing your human side with your spiritual side. Like, you know, like that inner truth, right? Like, you know, like the answers that you have them within you. You always have, you always will. And yet the mind, the ego, worries, it stresses, you know, it tries to control. So acknowledging, like, you know, your ego is you. It's a expression of the divine, just like everything. And it's your vessel here, right? Like, our bodies are essentially our egos. So to acknowledge like your animalistic side, your human side, and yet you have this ethereal side that is connected to the divine deeply. So to know, like, you can be the balance of both energies. Absolutely you can. And be in that win-win outcome space. So for example, if your ego is like winning, is not balancing, it's like you feel like you are caught in ego, you are caught in overthinking and stressing, then you have tools to come back to help alleviate the stress. And it can be working out, like physically moving your body to get out of your mind. Again, journaling. It can be a specific kind of meditation that you feel called to. So many things. But the important thing is not to stay in the ego for an extended period of time, to recognize it, to recognize the imbalance, and then come back to balance. Because when they're balanced, that's when the win-win outcome is forecasted. When you can accept the duality and then find that equal point, which creates that trinity, that healthy trinity. So, nice. That's what I'm getting for you. I'm like so tired. I feel like delusional, but we shall continue, because actually reading, I think, is something I'm very called to do, and it's actually something that gives me energy, but it's the balance. It's the balance, like always. Okay, this deck I'm really excited about. It's called Rainbow Brain Skull. You maybe have seen this artist on Instagram, was where I originally saw him. But this deck is really unique. So I think this is the first time I'm using it in a reading. So let's take a look. What is the best message for this group? There's already an answer. It says, there is no such thing as the end, only the strangest change there has ever been. Such a good reminder for you, because there isn't an end goal, and I think that's where the ego gets its urgency from. It feels urgent because it's like, I see the goal, I need to get to the goal, but the goal is constantly moving. It's a spiral, right? Like, that is life. There is no beginning, there is no end. Everything just is. It just is. So I just feel like that's the perfect reminder. There is no such thing as the end, only the strangest change there has ever been. And I feel like that speaks to, you never know what direction life is gonna have you spin in next. Truly, you don't know. You can think you know, you can plan, but it's like that saying, like, you make plans and God laughs, because we really don't ever know. So the reminder of that should help to alleviate some of the heaviness from the ego trying to control. The goalpost is constantly moving. It's constantly changing. So remind yourself that too. And that's where it's best to just get into flow. Don't need to be in your mind. Don't need to be overstressing. Just keep tapping back into that inner knowing of trust, and that things are working out for you, best case scenario. And remember that you are, in a sense, you are creating the future based on the energy that you are putting out now. So your vibration truly does matter, and it's truly creating the life around you, because if you just look around you right now, like everything in your environment, like this is all you. Your consciousness is not inside your body is inside consciousness. Like everything you're experiencing is you. So if you're stressing, you're stressing about the fundamentals of you. Just something to think about there. So, lovely. I think we're going to read from one more deck here. This is a deck that I picked up in Mexico here. It was originally in Spanish. I create my reality. So let's take a look. So what is a final send-off message for this group? Coming back to that balance with their head and heart. Okay, so there's two messages here, but the first one I have to laugh at. What goes around comes around. And again, we have another spiral. Okay. Got the infinity too. Nice. Let me read what it says. The energy I give is what I receive. What you put out into the world is what you get back. The more you give, the more you receive. The energy you put out will always recirculate in one form or another, and find its way back to you. When you give, you expand. Dare to give and to be what you most desire. So that's great. That's great. And then there is one more here. It says, I am surrounded by golden lights. This is such a reminder, and actually I'm seeing this as a visualization. If you're feeling stressed out or feeling like life isn't working the way you want, put this you just visualize this, because the visualization is powerful, and it's as much as part of God as everything. So visualize yourself in this golden light, and visualize like, in this bubble, I am protected and everything is working out for me, best case scenario. And just like repeat this to yourself so it becomes a feeling. And let that bubble protect you like all day long. Like we are so powerful, and our imagination is so powerful. And so that might be a good visualization for you. So this one says, I give myself permission to shine. I love and forgive myself. You benefit immensely when you choose to forgive. And so does everyone around you. Forgiveness allows you to break free from limiting beliefs and attitudes. If you make a mistake, retain what you learned from the event, but release all the negative emotions. Set yourself free from the past and fulfill your true potential. So someone needed to hear that today. That is definitely a wraparound back to what was said in the tarot about needing to forgive a past situation. So take that as it is too. And honestly, the forgiveness comes back to yourself, because I think ultimately, if we're still holding on to resentment from a situation, we're mostly mad at ourselves. That anger actually comes back to us. So when you forgive, yes, you forgive the other individual, and it doesn't mean you don't forget, but ultimately you are forgiving of yourself for putting yourself in that situation, for, not knowing sooner, whatever the story is. It doesn't matter. Just give yourself the gift of forgiveness. So that includes your message. That includes this mystery reading. You guys, I got TikTok, I got Instagram, and I am posting readings as well. I'm starting to post more of my daily life here in Mexico, and specifically Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Playa has been my home, my second home, more or less, for 3 years. I've been coming here on and off, and every time I'm here, it's like, I just feel so magical and powerful. So you want to follow along, follow me on those platforms. It's always QuantumLeapQueen is my @ and yes, if this video resonated with you, you can hit the thumbs up, write me a comment. I appreciate all of that. Helps the channel. And my mission here is truly just to create a library of resources for you to come get a reading whenever you need one in your life, because these are timeless readings. So that includes this reading. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Hope these messages resonated with you, and we'll see you guys on the next reading. Okay. Ciao. Bye.